Welcome to the Cell Talk Cell Healing Meditation tape. This is side A, and this is the teaching and guidance side of the tape. We're going to begin with prayer, and then we'll do an explanation of Cell Talk and a walkthrough of the parts of Cell Talk and where Cell Talk came from. So again, welcome to you. Beloved Divine Father, beloved Divine Mother, beloved Divine Cells. We are so grateful to have this opportunity to share all together. We know that in your timeless, spaceless being, our sharing, no matter when this tape is played or when someone engages in cell healing meditation, it is always occurring as if we are all together again, joined together again, at one, networking, connected, supporting. We are so grateful for that wonderful quality of cells that in their being, in their consciousness, there is no time, there is no space. That is not their focus. Their focus is on service and self-giving, on tenderness, on innocence, on total surrender to the divine. The cells represent the Divine Mother, the manifestations of her in its multiplicity of forms, limitless forms. We know that in the trillions and trillions, uncountable trillions of cells in the world, there is not one that is the same as another. And so we give thanks to be recognizing through this process of cellular healing the other side of our own problems, our own weakness, our own dysfunction, our own illness, our own pain and woundedness. There is a doorway through all of this. The doorway is provided by the cells, and in many cases it's the only doorway. In many cases we come to you and we come to the cell healing meditation hopeless. We have been given no hope. The world holds no hope for us. But through the inner being, through our own body's inner being, through the essence, the cells, there is hope, there is a doorway, and we may go into the divinity in ourselves. And this is an opportunity to share that and to expand it, to build on it, to not only come to really experience physical transformation as well as spiritual, emotional, and mental. But so importantly, physical transformation ourselves. But we also come to somehow expand that and be able to give through that, to become so hopeful that we become helpful. To become so healed that we radiate that healing. So again, we give great thanks for this wonderful opportunity. It's an opportunity that is simply given to us through ourselves. And they have been signaling to us and communicating with us for as long as we have been embodied. And even before. We are so grateful. Through the cells we also join with beings all over the world who are turning to their own cells for guidance. We are increment by increment engaging in a transformation of matter. We are engaging in a new being, a new body, arising out of the ashes of the old. And we are able to do that by surrender, by walking through our own wounds and pain. It is not by will that we do this, but by melting into thee. And so we do. We know and ask that this time together during the next 45 minutes will be truly blessed time, a time which specifically blesses each person who listens to this tape. And we are grateful. Amen. As we begin, and as a preamble to Cell Talk, I also want to mention all of the great and beautiful beings who are with us here. They will be with you as you listen to the tape, and they are with us now. These are great beings in subtle matter, great beings who have left bodies on the earth and are working now from the subtle planes in an enormous outpouring of love and service to matter, to the earth. Many of those great beings are with us today, and I want to acknowledge them and thank them. I also want to acknowledge the Golden Circle, specific angels, teachers, guides, and supporters who gather around me every time I do a session or every time I do healing work, whether it's shared or clairvoyant. The Golden Circle is always there. It's always dedicated and loving. It always has only one agenda, and that is to serve God in love. And so I give thanks to that wonderful Golden Circle for all of their help and support. And then I would like to just spend a few moments talking about Cell Talk. Cell Talk is an offering to the divine. It's a very simple healing technique, a self-healing technique, through guidance by the cells themselves. So each person may do Cell Talk, may engage in Cell Talk by accessing their own communication with the cells. And it can be with their own personal cells, or it can be with the cells of the environment, the cells of the world, the cells of the universe. Each person can engage in that. It's available and it's encouraged. The cells are very eager to communicate with us. They've been trying for so long, sending out signals and sending out images and compelling us with their language. As one example, do a quick scan on your body right now and see if there's any part of you that is uncomfortable or giving you pain. If there is, thank that part of your body, because in that part of your body, your cells are communicating with you. And we, human beings, will do almost anything rather than simply turn to that area of cellular communication, thank the cells, and ask them what is needed. That technique is basically what Cell Talk teaches, to turn to the cells for guidance in healing and well-being. This technique of cell healing also arises out of a long study of the teachings of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. These were two spiritual collaborators, spiritual masters, who lived in India at the Sri Aurobindo ashram in Pondicherry. And they were the founders, if you will, of the cellular yoga, or the yoga of the evolution of the cells, also called Purna Yoga. They taught that it is inherent in matter to become progressively divine. And they both worked in collaborative ways to bring about the divinization of matter on earth. Sri Aurobindo worked for years inwardly in his own body and with his disciples. When Mother came to be with him in 1914 and then returned to stay and never to leave, she came from France in 1920, she worked in her own body, and she also worked in the body of the earth to uplift it, to bring it into a higher consciousness, to learn about it. And her research is a phenomenal and fantastic thing to read about and to identify with. If one wishes to know more about her, a good book to read is The Mind of the Cells by Sat Prem. So in studying their lives and their teachings, their yoga, a Sanskrit word which means union with the divine, Cell Talk rather naturally unfolded. It is still unfolding, and it will continue to unfold because it cannot be possessed. It is a name which describes an utterly natural and indeed even instinctive behavior on the part of all beings who are made up of cells. There is a communication with our cells. It is a communication from the divine through our bodies. And that listening to that communication and participating in it will help bring about the divinization of matter. This communication with the cells is not a matter of will. It cannot occur by will. It is a matter of surrender. It's a matter of letting ourselves literally melt into matter and become one with it, melt into the cells and become one with them, thereby opening to the truth of what cells are. Let us now just cover the primary points and parts of Cell Talk as it has been developed. There are four main aspects of Cell Talk, and we're going to focus on the last one. But the four parts of Cell Talk are, first, to recognize that all of matter is sacred, to recognize that each cell is an outpicturing of the divine, a creation of the divine. And so all of matter is sacred. In fact, it is the body of the Divine Mother in all its myriad and multiplicity of forms. And so we recognize that first in cell talk. It's sort of our ground, if you will. It is a new ground, a reverent ground, and it is even the ground of our bodies. The second part of cell talk is forgiveness and clearing. We recognize that we are full of dark and discouraging contents. It is our minds which hold those contents, but there is a mind of the body, and the mind surrounds the body. Actually, it's a field, a static field. And the mind saves contents, just like a computer's hard drive. So the body mind, or the mind of the being, needs to be cleared again and again and again. And we do this by forgiving ourselves. Forgiving ourselves not for anything is not to induce guilt, but to forgive ourselves of things. For means away, give means give, so forgive means give away. So forgiveness and clearing is giving away to God. So we literally uplift anything that is obstructive to us, or dark, or troublesome, or wounding to us. We uplift it, we release it, we say, I forgive myself of this. Here, Lord, it's for you. You take it and transform it. Third is imagination. We are recovering and reconsecrating imagination. Imagination is the realm of the cells, actually. It's the realm of all matter. Imagination is the sacred mother realm, so no wonder it's been denigrated. Imagination is the realm of images, and each cell is an image of the Divine Mother. Our bodies are images of the Divine Mother. Every form in the universe is an image of the Divine Mother. So to be in cellular communication, we must be in our imaginations. So we are reconsecrating them and bringing them back, and refusing anymore to put down the imagination, or to think less of ourselves if we have used imagination in any way. Fourth is the cell healing meditation, which is the core of cell talk. In the cell healing meditation, we alter our consciousness progressively so that we may be in the consciousness of the cells, in the presence of the cells. And in that presence of the cells, we then melt into them and allow ourselves to be taught and guided and influenced and in communication with them. And doing that again and again and again literally changes our orientation. Because the cells are pure joy, their influence really uplifts and lightens us progressively. And people who engage in cell healing meditation, cell talk meditation, often literally change physically. In fact, there is much indication in my research and in others' research that doing cell talk meditation in a group will access the ability of the body to physically mutate or transmute, because the cells are indeed light and energy, and they have communicated to many of us hundreds of times that it is possible for them to heal anything, to regrow limbs, to get rid of tumors overnight. Of course, we've seen a lot of that, and a lot of that sort of spontaneous remission has been recorded, but much more than that is possible. So there are very great possibilities available to us in the future using cell talk meditation. So those are the main parts of the primary parts of cell talk. And there are, of course, aspects and facets of all of those parts which each person discovers for himself and herself as they go through the process. But let us now focus on the steps in cell healing meditation in preparation for side B, because when you get to side B, you'll want to, I'm sure, just enjoy it and feel very, very ready for it. So let's get ready by walking through. There are several steps in cell healing meditation in order for it to be very effective. First, it's important to know that you want to self-heal. You have to have a sincere interest in self-healing and a faith that you can self-heal. It's then important to turn toward the cells and toward your own body and away from the outward focus, away from a focus on other authorities or other teachers more important than yourself. So it's turning toward the cells and toward your own body as its own sacred being, its own sacred form, brought into being by the Divine Mother for a particular service, a particular life which no one else can do, no one else can live. Third, one must arrange a safe place to be for the cell healing meditation. Lighting a white candle is very helpful to acknowledge Agni, the sacred fire, the transforming fire, to acknowledge the Holy Spirit, to acknowledge the sacredness of fire throughout the ages as representing the transforming aspect in matter, the alchemical aspect in matter. And to make the space and make the place for your body to be very, very relaxed and very safe, turning off the phone, making sure you won't be interrupted by anyone, making sure that you're warm, making sure that your body is very supported. And then when you've gotten into your comfortable position, to relax and surrender. Really let everything go. Give all of your troubles away, give your pain away even, and just relax into the sacredness of matter, relax into the Divine Mother, crawl into her lap, allow yourself to be embraced by her and held against her beautiful breast, regarded in her loving gaze, in her adoration of you. Fourth, to pray. To pray in your own way. There will be prayer on this side of the tape as well as on side B, a spoken prayer. But pray in your own way. Pray in a personal way to dedicate the experience to your inner contact with the divine. Fifth, we do 200 breaths. The first 100 are conscious breaths, very relaxed, through open mouth. A deep inhale, as deep as feels comfortable for you, and a sighing out breath. There's a pause between the first 100 breaths and the second, called oxygenation breath, during which we find ourselves in the imagination, and specifically on the golden bridge, which connects, the subtle bridge which connects the two realms of our experience, at least now. The waking, normal, separative reality and the cellular consciousness reality, the sacred matter reality in which all is one. We then move on to the oxygenation breaths, which are double time breaths, just like the conscious breaths, except we double the speed. Again, open mouth, very relaxed, inhaling as much as feels comfortable and sighing out. And we then move across the golden bridge, across that subtle connector, into the cells, melting into them. This is the key and the core of Cell Talk. Because when we melt into them, we are literally melting into the embodiment of the divine in matter. And each cell is conscious, and the cells will send representatives to work with you in the healing, which you will recognize in a profound way, in a deeply familiar way. So joining with them is joining into yourself, but a part of yourself and an aspect of yourself which we rarely, at least heretofore, have recognized or acknowledged, and certainly not engaged with. Now we are. And so we spend 15 to 20 minutes in what appears to be silence outwardly, but inwardly in the realm of images, imagination, in the realm of the cells and sacred matter. It is a rich, rich experience, very personal for each one. And during that time, each person has a fantastic healing experience, very confirming for him or her. That 15 to 20 minute experience is ended with a prayer of thanks to the cells, and with a real sense of achievement and victory, then a return to the golden bridge, saying farewell in a certain way to the cells and crossing the bridge to realign with the body in waking consciousness. We then anchor the experience in the body by touching the body, and we awaken to time and place in the body, keeping that contemplative and reverent spirit in which we have done the Cell Talk meditation. And we then rededicate to service in healing. It is one of the central teachings of the cells that life is service to the divine, existence is service to the divine, which is not service in the way that we interpret service as servitude, demeaning work, struggle, suffering, but service is uplifting, it is being in the divine as the cells experience it, limitlessly loved and loving service to the divine. So progressively we come to know that and experience that by being with the cells, and of course that experience transforms us completely. It is very characteristic of people who are involved in progressive Cell Talk meditation to literally physically transform and become lighter and lighter and lighter, so that after a time people are are looking at them and saying, are you the same person? I hardly recognize you. And it's true. The light is coming from within them, the light that was always there but was hidden because of the shields we carried around us, the personality which we projected, and the limited perceptions which we held on to. Now we open to new being, limitless being in the divine, through our own personal healing. Let us now walk through the Cell Talk meditation experience so that when we move on to side B, you'll be familiar with all of the steps, having experienced them here. So we begin with focusing on the cells, turning toward them, knowing our inherent ability to self-heal and wanting to self-heal, wanting to follow cellular guidance. We make a very comfortable place for our bodies and light a white candle. We assume a comfortable position, whatever works best for you, for your body, lying down or sitting up in a relaxed posture with your back and neck well supported. It's best to have your feet, both feet on the floor if you're sitting up, rather than ankles crossed. And when you feel nice and comfortable and safe and warm, then have a prayer, and we'll have a short prayer here. Beloved divine cells, we come to join you now. We come to your loving presence, your eager and tender sweetness. You're reaching out for us. We want to melt into you and have an experience of healing with you, a profound experience. And we surrender into the divine matter which you represent. Take us into the healing, accompany us and support us through it, beloved divine cells. We are yours. So be it. And now relaxing very deliberately and very carefully, including the face, making sure your jaw is relaxed, your mouth is slightly open, your forehead is wide and smooth, your eyes are nestled deeply in their sockets. We're going to do the 100 conscious breaths. You can keep a count by folding a finger into your palm for each 10 breaths. Remember, very relaxed. And if any special effects come up in the body, any potential distractions, just offer them into the out breath, into the sigh. Let us begin. We're entering now into the realm of imagination between the first 100 breaths and the second. We're surrendering into this wonderful realm of images. And the image which appears before us is very facilitating. It's a golden, lacy, gossamer bridge of subtle energy, which connects us in our normal reality to the cellular reality, to the cellular realm. And we can see across the bridge the beloved divine cellular faces beaming at us, yearning toward us, reaching out toward us. The cells want so much to be with us, to be joined with us. And so we are going to do the 100 oxygenation breaths to facilitate that cellular union, that cellular yoga, the joining with the cells and our healing experience with them. This is a very relaxed breath, double time, mouth open, letting everything go into the out breath and allowing the gold of the cells to come in on the in-breath. Let us begin. Unfolding the fingers and letting them relax, allowing ourselves to feel the yearning toward the cells, and allowing the breath, which is in total service to nurturing the cells, to waft us and carry us gladly across the bridge. Sometimes we want to leap across the bridge to join the beloved divine cells, and we do. We're joining in with them now. We're melting into their presence. We're feeling them surround us with their embrace, their tenderness, their sweetness. And we join in with them to go on our healing journey for the next 15 to 20 minutes. To be with them as they guide, as the Sacred Mother guides, for our ultimate healing. Normally we spend 15 to 20 minutes in the cellular communion. But in this case we are going to move on and complete. We end the cellular communion experience, the healing, with a prayer of thanks to the cells. It goes like this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, beloved divine selves, for carrying us with you into the very source and heart of our wound, of our pain, of our need for healing. This experience is profound and it suffuses us. We know we are healed because your grace, the grace of the Divine Mother, is the ultimate transmuter, the ultimate healer, the ultimate transformational force. We trust and have faith in our healing. And we complete the experience now with your blessing. Thank you, beloved divine self. We then turn back toward the golden bridge with the cells, and we feel like we're coming from an ascent on a beautiful mountain. We have a sense of victory and accomplishment, a sense of camaraderie and cooperation. We're beaming with the cells. And when we come to the golden bridge, we say farewell to them and leave a part of ourselves to continue to be guided by them and taught by them. We then cross the bridge, the dimensional bridge, the subtle bridge, the golden bridge, with the out-breath, sighing ourselves across the bridge of sighs, and re-entering the normal consciousness of the body. We then anchor ourselves in the body, doing something like hands on thighs or hands on heart, or in some way anchoring the experience. And we ground ourselves by wiggling our toes and wiggling our body, bringing ourselves back, celebrating with a sense of rejuvenation, and then completing the experience by opening our eyes in a sacred manner and looking about us into our environment and looking at our own body in a sacred manner, celebrating that matter is divine. Our matter is divine. And then we close. We close by giving thanks again and feeling gratitude suffuse us, knowing that our healing allows us to be illumined and to be in service by our very being. We don't need to say a word. We witness by our presence, by what we radiate. And we may return again and again